Good morning, guys. Welcome to State of Economy for the 20th of November. By the way, there'll be no State of Economy next week as it'll be in DreamHack Winter. So you guys can see me there if you guys are going to DreamHack Winter. I will be streaming some games, but it won't be Lost Ark. I think it'll be Pokemon Scarlet and Persona 5 Royale. And also it'll be in a Fall Guys tournament as well. So you guys can see me either ace it up or just fluff it up there as well. Now, first of all, now some of you guys will be going, oh yeah, by the way, Josh, you didn't curse the field prices. It fell down to 3.4K. And I looked at the news articles, and someone's like, hey man, Pheon kerfuffle, you should check this out. And it turns out that Amazon gave every single character 10 Pheons, okay? Every single character. So if you had 24 characters, you got 240 Pheons, and then they reversed that decision to only giving you 30 Pheons for the tripod compensation. So if you guys didn't know, basically the tripod system is up to date, and essentially overall, they refunded Pheons for it, because you have to use Pheons to pick up gear to get the tripods onto it. So some people spent all their Pheons on gear, and other people didn't. They kept it, hidden and stuff like that as well. And there's big complaints about it at the moment, where basically people are getting mad because obviously Pheons are now, they're negative Pheon balance because of it. Anyway, let's get into the dungeon. So first of all, let's go into the Abyssal Dungeon, see how they're going. We're going to go to the bosses. And you can see the bosses have gone down slightly, but I'm going to say these are gold farming, but most of them have gone to no free carry, no bid. Next up, Argos. Argos 1.1k. Argos gold's definitely gone down. Jeez, it's hitting the 1k mark as well. And a lot less of them. That's actually a bit crazy out there, I'm going to say. Next up, we got Voltan. Voltan, not many. Oh, 1.5k. I'm going to say, like, a lot of people must have a lot of gold now or something, but jeez. So cheap, 1.5k as well. Like, basically, if you come to this game and you don't have much gold towards the end, you can get so much. And Vike is still at 3.5k, basically. Yeah, Vike is still at 3.5k. Not going to change anytime soon. I say Voltan, Argos, and the Abyss Dungeons got slightly cheaper, but overall, it's got a bit more expensive. Now, as you can see, with Clown is never going to have... Oh, no, there is a boss now. There is a boss. But I think these are real life money stuff, okay? So I'll be very, very careful with those as well. But overall, the boss is getting slightly cheaper in Argos and Abyss Dungeons like that, and Voltan, but still the same price in Vikers. Now let's check out everyone's favorite thing, okay? Everyone's favorite thing that they're checking as well is going to be the Pheons, okay? So basically the Pheons, as I said before, they gave out 10 free Pheons to every character. Now they just changed it to 30. And this has had, obviously, a big impact on the blue crystal price. Because most people buy blue crystals for Pheons. And also, by the way, did you notice this is the first time that royal crystal prices are, like, way below blue crystal prices? But pretty much what happened, if you guys didn't know, is that basically Amazon gave every character free Pheons of 10. So everyone got 240 Pheons, which has definitely plummeted the blue crystal price. Because you can see here it's gone from 4k to 3.5k. Basically, 1/8 of the blue crystal price is people spending money on Pheons. So, turns out people are spending money on other things as well. And I gotta say, I think a lot of people benefited from the lower blue crystal prices, and will probably just buy them up now before they just go back up to 4k. They'll eventually go back up to 4k because people will have to get those Pheons that they don't have anymore. Some people are negative 210 in the Pheon category, and they're going to slowly pay it back by buying blue crystals and buying Pheons, which is going to be quite a nuisance, and a lot of complaints in the forums about it as well. Or some people are just going to keep it as it is and slowly repay it over time. Overall, I'm going to say, if you want to repay your negative Pheons, and stuff like that, I'll probably do it now before the blue crystal price goes up even further, because at the moment, no one's buying it, and no one needs to buy any blue crystals, because they have the Pheons to buy the gear with. Later on, that's going to be a different story when that eventually is going to, disappear because of the new content. So you probably want to buy these blue crystals now, get your Pheons, and get out of that debt in the first place. Next up, we're going to go to the market. And the market we're going to go for overall is we're going to go check the pouches. We're going to check the honing mats. Now, pouches overall, blue crystal, as I said, life shard pouches, still at the top of the notch at the moment. Honest shard pouches are slowly catching up. Now, we had one guy in the comment section the other day basically telling me that basically doing tier 2 maps are a waste of time. I'm going to tell you right now, still not a waste of time. First of all, the reason why we're telling you guys to buy tier 2 maps for your rift pieces is that one, they're cheaper than buying a tier 3 map. You can buy 2 tier 2 maps and instead of 1 tier 3 map. And if you get legendary blues, you get 8, and obviously overall justification for it is that it's much better. Now, the guy was very snarky and be like, oh, you're a bad financial advisor. Mate, you don't even do your fucking research. Just get out of here. Next up, leaf stones. They've gone up in value. I think a lot of people are preparing for Belshazzar. Belshazzar probably comes out in the next month or so, so they're preparing all these mats ready to go. Obviously, these will be converted to, Marvelous. These will be converted to Greater and then to Marvelous as well. Overall, these leapstone prices are going up slightly at the moment. The main reason why I'm going to say is that Reaper classes come out, and the secondary one is people buying up mats for Belshazzar. They probably have all the stones ready to go, but it's just literally everything else at this point. Now, Guardian, we're going to check these out. So, Guardian's 1G each. Probably a good time to buy. I know there's going to be a new set of mats coming out shortly as well. That's probably why they could be 1G each. Destruction stones are going down to 4G each as well. I think people are getting to the point where they don't need it too much anymore. I know there's a new set of materials for stones and stuff like that coming out. So, I think people are getting to that max and then they're stopping and they're not buying anymore and probably deploying anything they've got onto the market. I mean, look at that. There's 31k on the market already. I'm actually a bit surprised that they're not allowing the conversion of destruction stones to the next tier, like they did with leap stones as well. Probably explains why leap stones are more expensive than others currently. Now let's check the solars. Let's check the support mats. These are slowly going down. So this used to be 300, this used to be 150, and this used to be 75. They're slowly going down at this point. I think at this point, everyone's got to their desired item level where it's just like it's no use going up. We're just gonna have to wait for the new mats. And that's what they're doing currently as well. All people got so much mats that they're just going to sit there with it, wait for the next patch to come out, because they're not sure how much mats they will need to get everything that they need for Belshazzar first week, gate 1 to 6. I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of abandonment of the previous tiers once Belshazzar comes out. Everyone's doing just G1 to 6 of Belshazzar. And I'm going to say overall, I think that's going to be all of the honing mats so far. And like I say, they're going down slightly. It's the lull, the famous lull, as I say, in between content, where prices are going to be at their cheapest. So if you do want to hone a character up, it's probably the time to do it because materials are surprisingly cheap. Next up, we're going to get to potions. HP potion is probably going to be the cheapest you're going to get, 37G. Time slots at 43. The potions have gone down slightly as well. So you may want to pick some of these up quite quickly in preparation for Belshazzar. Checking up is bombs. Bombs, I reckon, will probably maintain their price. Yeah, you can see them because bombs you always need a sleep bomb, you always need a destruction bomb, you always need a corrosive bomb for the current content that you need. So those will always be in demand compared to HP potions and time slot potions, where a lot of people are doing a new strat for Vicus and vice versa, where they use where they don't use the time slot potion. Whirlwind grenade's gone down slightly, so is dark grenade as well, going around 50G. The bigger versions, I'm going to say, are going for a lot more, so people might look at these as well. A splendid whirlwind grenade giving weak point is pretty decent actually in the stagger check. And a destruction check as well. Last but not least, we're going to check the food. Talking about food, I am quite hungry. Is tier 2 food... Okay, good. Okay, back to normality, okay, where tier 2 food is less than tier 3. Now, next up, we're going to check out the engravings. Now, overall, as I said, like, you may want to start grinding engravings as well, just in case, as I say, you might want to kind of grind engravings as well if you need them, because some of them are going to be quite expensive. And as you can see here, like a lot of these class ones, 214, 198, just for one green, you can fetch a pretty penny potentially as well. And there's some islands that you can grind it with. Now, just an FYI, guys, they have changed the engravings to be untradeable and purchase. Okay, it used to be tradable, now it's untradeable and purchase, just an FYI. So you used to be able to flip these, but you cannot flip these anymore. Which sucks. Now with the blues, now I'm going to say... Jeez, that guy's trying to farm some gold pretty hard here. Blues have gone down slightly, actually. I think the greens might be a lot better to sell. Next up's going to be the epic ones. And the epic ones, that's not a good error to have. 150, 120, 100. Very cheap, actually. I could say the epic ones are going up slightly as well. So if you got some epic ones in your back pocket, you might want to start putting some of these on the AH as well. Mainly the Reaper ones being expensive, of course. Now, last but not least, let's check the legendary ones. Let's see how they're going. Some of the legendary ones are quite cheap. Damn, the bot accidentally put a inflated data price at 1.4k. Damn. Grudge, pretty high. I gotta say, some of these are quite cheap now. I think I'm gonna say overall, people were flipping the engravings. Okay, people were flipping them. I'm gonna say at this stage because a lot of these are very, very cheap now. Like a lot of semi good ones are quite cheap. You may want to pick a few up before the next patch. I mean, Expert and Awakening, two really good, solid support ones, are quite cheap. You may want to pick these up while they're at these prices. I mean, you got Blessed Aura trading really cheap as well. So you may want to pick some of these up if you're able to. Now let's check the pets and skins. Obviously, there's no legendary pets, so it's going to get out. So basically, the skin prices, that's gone up slightly as well. I'm not sure how many people are buying it, though. I guess people are buying it, as you can see here. The skin price has gone up slightly. Well, it hasn't gone up too much. Like, look at the skins here. They've actually just stayed steady, and that's mainly due to the artificial increase or decrease of the blue crystal prices. I think people are trying to maintain some sort of profit in the fact that if blue crystal prices go down, raw crystal prices go down as well. So people are trying to maintain some sort of profit out of it. Should be the same in the pet market as well, where basically people are still trying to maintain some sort of profit from it. So you can see here, that's what they're trying to do as well. The Halloween pet one, that's going for quite cheap, given the fact you can't get it to next year. Pet market's fallen a bit as well, but not too much. But yeah, this one's a bit of a surprise. I'm actually surprised someone's selling it for 18k. They could probably get a lot more for this. Actually, it's gone up slightly. I think people are trying to lock in their profits from previous, from previous blue, red, raw crystal prices. They're expecting the raw crystal prices to go back up since their pheon compensation was just temporary. So what else have we got here as well? Next up, we got the gems. There's actually a gem chest. I did not realize this one if they can pop out. Oh, there we go. If you want to buy some gems, you can get some here as well. So looking at the gem market, looking at tier 3 gems especially, I'd say this would hold steady or go down. Yeah, looking at that here, it's going down, holding steady. Main reason why that's the case, why it's holding steady currently, is that actually, you know what? You can check for all of them, okay? Check all classes. I realized this previously that it doesn't measure all classes anymore. But you can see here, 19k seems to be a bit of a norm for it. Like, it's dropped below 20k, mainly due to the fact that the gold prices have gone down slightly, so it's a bit cheaper to pick up gold. But I think at this stage, a lot of people are probably getting to level 9, level 8, level 9. I haven't played Lost Ark in over, 2 months or so. And I can assume at this stage, people are going to be at like level 9 or level 10 gems. They have multiple ults, okay? At this stage, you have multiple ults at that rank. Now, looking at the later ones as well, okay. I was actually trying to look for the level 9 gems, but I guess we're not going to be finding them today. But you can see level 9s go for 190k and stuff like that. I think at this stage, I think a lot of people are getting, all the level 10s done, and then basically they're just selling any level 7s that they get from boss rush or anything like that. Now let's check the ability stone market. Let's check the relic market, obviously. There's going to be new sets of gear coming out. Now I'm going to go to the more expensive ones at the moment, and well, you can see like ambush master and stuff like that being very, very expensive. A lonesome stone of storing. Now, just an FYI, guys, as well, untradeable on purchase, another one as well. So you can't really flip anything in this game anymore, which is quite sad. That's probably what's led to the gold prices probably deflating on some of these as well. Like, have you noticed that the gold prices have just deflated like humongously? And that's because of the fact that you can't flip them anymore. So now someone may be like, hey, they have to pay pheons for this, therefore, it's bad. And, then why would you flip it? You could flip it for a certain price where, like, if you got a really, really good one, and someone was putting it up for really, really cheap, you could mark it up and get the pheon cost that you would have had it for refunded to you. Very rare, very hard to do. But overall, feels like that sort of effect has had an effect on the ability stone market, because the ability stone market seems a lot cheaper. Like for like Cursed Stone and Adrenaline, where they would normally sell for 6k, but now, putting up for 2.5k. What I'm saying is that fact that you could pass on what you got, like the ability stone you got, like, later on down the track if you wanted to, for 4k or so. You could flip it, but obviously with these all untradeable upon purchase, there's no more flipping anymore. if you guys don't understand what I'm saying is that you could mathematically pick up some ability stones on the cheap, sell it for a lot more expensive, and get the pheon cost refunded to you, basically. Potentially. Not saying that you will, but there's a potential for doing so. Now, I'm going to say it's probably going to have the same effect here as well, where basically there's going to be the accessory price is going to be ridiculously cheap. And we're probably seeing that, or not now, but we're probably seeing that with like the 100 qualities and stuff like that, is that they're going to be ridiculously cheap. And this is mainly because of the fact that you can't, as soon as you use the accessory, you can't sell it anymore. So you can see here a lot of the 100 qualities, some of the 100 qualities with decentish engravings are not going for like the triple digits they are anymore. Sorry, not triple digits, the 6 digits they are going for anymore. They're a bit cheaper. We see the first 500k in quite a while. It's interesting actually. All these, oh no, these are maybe traded two times. So what's causing this issue where like people aren't like just forking them up for that much? Maybe it's just me. We can see some 100Ks here. This is just a weird spot in the market, I feel. Maybe people have bought out those higher pieces. I guess still 250k and 100k. A lot of people putting it on bid only, by the way. Because normally you have a lot of buyout prices as well, but just everyone's just doing bid only at the moment. Seems like buyouts go on the way of the dodo. A lot of untradeable on purchase. I guess you can still flip on his accessories. But overall, like a lot of these are not even in 6 digits anymore. I was thinking it was a very few. Oh, there we go. So you can see here, yeah, not many of them above 500k anymore. Any of them in 7 digits? Let's see. Let's also change the search bar right away. Can we have a 7 digit? Oh, there's a few 7 digits. Oh, dude, that's rough to have a 7 digit on that. That's not even that good, to be honest. But as you can see here, like I said, they've really gone down in price. But overall, like you're going to get a really good anything, especially with low quality. I gotta say, sometimes people putting these green qualities on here for like 450k is a bit ridiculous. But you can still get some pretty cheap bargains from the combat ones and non-class ones for very cheap as well with the accessories. Sorry guys, I spent a lot of time on that. Overall, I'm going to say it's a weird place in the market at the moment. Like a weird place. And that's mainly due to the fact that pheons were refunded for the tripod gear. So, you know, tripods no longer exists and people, you know, were refunded for it just in case they purchased a tripod here and there. Now, this is probably going to be a short-term measure, but I'm probably going to be saying in December it's going to be back up to 4K crystals, and you guys will be like, oh yeah, you know, we expected that. It's one of those things where they give out free money as a once-off kind of thing, and then later on it's just going to go back to its normal spot. And just be aware of that as well. So if you want to buy blue crystals, you probably want to buy it now while it's deflated. Because, you know, you probably save a lot longer down the long road as well. And that's if you have gold, that is. And get, you know, if you're in negative pheons balance and you want to get your pheons back to normal, this is the time to probably start buying up pheons and blue crystals, because there's not going to be much of another opportunity where there's going to give you a bunch of free pheons and pheon prices will plunge below 4K. Okay, because that's what's going to head to. I reckon the pheon price is going to get that 4K mark. They're going to go above it. If they give free pheons during Belshazzar, it's not going to go below 4K because people will be generating so much more gold from the Belshazzar gold gate 1 to 6. Yes, guys, have a good one. See you guys later.